Ja'naiya Jarvasia Scott, affectionately known as Baby Bop, was born on March 4, 2008. Ja'naiya was a beautiful and intelligent girl who resided in Anderson, South Carolina, where she attended the Whitehall Elementary School and was preparing to transition to Robert Anderson Middle School for the 6th grade. Ja'naiya, despite being only 11, already had big plans for her life that she shared in an essay. "I want to graduate high school with honors and a good GPA score," she wrote. "I have to work really hard to earn those grades. They're not just going to give it to you. You have to work hard and earn it. In conclusion, I have a wild future ahead of me, but I gotta work hard to accomplish my goals." Ja'naiya stated that she wanted to be a cosmetologist and open her own shop. However, Ja'naiya's bright future was cut short on June 23, 2019, around 1:30 a.m. after someone fired more than 35 shots at her home.
Another shooting just 4 miles away left an 11-year-old little girl dead and also injured an 11 and 18-year-old. The coroner's office says someone started shooting at the home at the 1200 block of West End Avenue. The shooting happened around 1:30 this morning, and Fox Carolina's Jarvis Robertson spent the morning in Anderson talking with neighbors and friends and family. So Jarvis, I'm sure this has just rocked that community tonight.
Well, indeed it has, Shale. Family and friends of 11-year-old Ja'naiya Scott are devastated and upset following this shooting. She had just finished up her 5th grade year and was headed to middle school. The family was too grief-stricken to talk about this tragedy, but they want everyone to know that Ja'naiya was a smart child.
She just seemed like a wonderful child.
Ja'naiya Scott, an 11-year-old girl killed this morning after Anderson police say someone shot into her home. Freedom Fighters Upstate SC organizer Tracy Fand spoke with her family Sunday morning. She says the house was riddled with bullet holes. 37 shots fired into the home, and it appeared to be that the person or people sort of walked around the front of the home. Investigators say the shooting happened around 1:30 Sunday morning. Tracy told me Ja'naiya's mother tried to save her little girl's life after realizing she had been shot.
The mom was in the bedroom asleep. She heard the gunfire. She ran in the living room, and immediately after she saw that Ja'naiya had been struck with a bullet, she tried to administer CPR.
While the shooting was happening, Tracy says Ja'naiya was on the phone with her best friend.
She said somebody is outside shooting, and the next thing you know, the phone drops. And so now her best friend, who's also 10 or 11 years old, has to live with that as well.
Ja'naiya was said to be a very bright student. She had just finished elementary, headed to middle school, the 6th grade. In a note that she wrote while still in school, you can tell Ja'naiya was an eager learner and ambitious. Tracy read that note on Facebook Live Sunday afternoon.
"I have a wild future ahead of me, but I got to work hard to accomplish my goals for college and high school."
Unfortunately, Ja'naiya died before EMS could get her to the hospital. Now a mother forced to grieve the loss of her young child.
She was very close to her mom. Her mom said that was her best friend.
A young man by the name of Stephen Braden Powell, 17, was arrested and charged with murder and 4 counts of attempted murder in the case of Ja'naiya Scott.
Anderson police have made an arrest in the homicide of 11-year-old Ja'naiya Scott. She was gunned down in her home in a drive-by 10 days ago. The house sprayed with more than 30 bullets. The suspect right there, 17-year-old Stephen Powell, who was picked up in Spartanburg County overnight. The arrest came just hours after an interesting post on social media popped up last night. A confession on a Facebook page belonging to someone with the same name. We should note the post was quickly deleted. And then came another post claiming the page had been hacked. Hours later, Powell was picked up, questioned, and then charged with murder. The police chief wouldn't comment further if the post and arrest were directly connected. Fox Carolina's Kayla Convoy is live outside the Anderson Police Department. So, Kayla, what else have you uncovered?
Well, we do know that they are still looking for another suspect. They do not believe that Powell was working alone. And while we were digging, we also discovered that this may not be the only shooting in the upstate that Powell is connected with. Welford police say they actually looked into him and even questioned him when a bullet came within inches of striking a little boy.
Gunshots rang out that fateful Saturday night, bullets flying into a home filled with kids, and one struck Ja'naiya Scott in the shoulder, severing an artery.
She didn't die of natural causes. She didn't, have any type of illness. She died from violence. from a bullet that entered her body.
It's been an emotional case for family, friends, and the entire Anderson community. So it was no surprise when tensions were high inside the courtroom, and everyone looked Stephen Powell in the eye.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am. Talk to me. Talk. No, ma'am. Talk to me. Talk to me.
I just want to know why.
Well, you're going to have your opportunity to do that.
From the beginning, the judge warned everyone to stay calm. And because of recent violence, Powell had on a bulletproof vest. He was handcuffed, surrounded by officers.
I just say that I pray that God convicts the person, their mind, their conscience, for someone to come forward.
And it seemed in a way someone did, with this social media post reading, "Late Saturday night, I killed a little girl because someone thought it was okay to rob me for what I had, and I wanted to take what that person had." Police didn't say much about it, but another post quickly went up on the page saying he had been hacked. But still, Powell sits in this courtroom.
All the cries and the people mourning and her friends there at her casket, just the total visual of it, it was very, very heartbreaking.
And it turns out this isn't the first time he's had a run-in with law enforcement. He was also questioned and identified by police as an initial person of interest in an apartment shooting in Welford. He was cleared and never charged, but these pictures were even put up on social media when police were looking for him after a bullet went through this wall and came inches from striking a little boy.
It does not surprise me that he's involved in something like this. When we interviewed him, he was very manipulative. I believe he knew a lot more about what was going on in our case than he led on to believe. And so it does not surprise me that he is involved in something like this.
Chief Green is also planning on talking with Anderson authorities to figure out if it was the same gun used in that crime with this new crime that killed Ja'naiya Scott. And he tells us from the beginning he's been suspicious, saying that gun was never recovered. And he does tell us that the story from his case is that it was brought to Greenville and then sold to an unknown person on Facebook. He says he never believed that story and believes instead that it was given to a friend or even hidden. Reporting live in Anderson, Kayla Conboy, Fox Carolina, the 10 o'clock news.
The officers knew there was a second suspect who needed to be brought to justice because there were two guns involved, a pistol and a rifle. The second suspect remained at large for more than a year after the arrest of Stephen Braden Powell, until the Anderson police had a major break in the case. Desmond Bruton, 21, of Spartanburg, SC, was subsequently caught and brought to court on July 9, 2020, for the murder of Ja'naiya Scott. Bruton was charged with 4 counts of attempted murder, 1 for each surviving person who was in the house with Ja'naiya. He was also charged with possessing a weapon during a violent crime.
Absolutely it was, Shell. As you can see, things are quiet here in Lindley Park, but a different story just a few hours ago. Several people, hundreds from the community right here in Anderson, packed this place to show their support for the family of 11-year-old Ja'naiya Scott. There's one thing that definitely rings true among everyone that came out today. They want to see the person brought to justice responsible for killing Ja'naiya.
Not only did y'all hurt my family, y'all hurt a lot of kids.
This is Ja'naiya Scott's mother, facing the community, forced into a reality that many mothers fear, losing a child. She says this act of violence has changed her life in ways that are unimaginable.
Y'all was so wrong. If it was beef, you should have kept it in the street.
That's right.
Tell them, baby, y'all should have kept it in the street. Y'all broke my heart with this one.
The pain, grief, and tragedy leaves her feeling almost empty inside, but definitely not alone. Hundreds of people, friends, strangers, police officers gathered at Lindley Park to remember Ja'naiya, a sea of purple shirts and balloons.
I don't want nobody's sympathy. I don't want nobody to feel sorry for me. I don't want nobody to feel bad for me. I just want to know why y'all took my baby from me. Why y'all got my little girl. Why did my little girl get shot 3 times, and why my niece got shot in the chest? We didn't deserve it. I was at home laying in my bed. I got grazed in the head. A lot of people didn't know that. Y'all was so wrong.
And this grieving mother has a strong message for the person who pulled the trigger Sunday morning.
And every day you're going to look. You're going to see my little girl's face when you close your eyes. And your kid's face, Ja'naiya's face is going to be there. She's going to torture you to death. She's gonna make you sick. That's how spiritual she is. She's gonna make you sick until when you're gonna turn yourself in, because I'm gonna get justice for my little girl.
What's left for this community? A long journey of healing.
Justice for Ja'naiya.
Ja'naiya was laid to rest on July 2nd, 2019 at the new Silverbrook Cemetery. Ja'naiya loved school, singing and dancing, and her friends and family. Many turned up for her prayer vigil wearing her favorite color purple in her honor. Everyone had good things to say about Ja'naiya, including her aunt, who stated that she had the biggest heart of any child she knew. May her family and loved ones continue to heal and find peace.